Nobody needs to struggle with substance use or mental health issues alone. Milwaukee County Behavioral Health Services offers free resources to anyone needing support. In today's Mental Health Minute, we're joined by Ambrose W.B., a mental performance coach with My Speedbo and director of Sky Schools Milwaukee. What's up, Ambrose? How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Now tell us about your background and what is Sky Schools?
Yes, my background is actually in sports. I played college football, came back to Milwaukee and coached football, where I picked up the skill of personal training to be a better coach for my athletes.
Okay.
So I'm primarily a health and wellness guy, but back in 2013, I made a pivot to go into the nonprofit space to work with youth. So that's where I learned about Sky Schools. And Sky Schools Milwaukee is a social emotional learning program that's focused on the power of your breath and how to connect with other people, do your own self-regulation. So I've been a director of Sky Schools for the last 6 years.
Wow. Okay. All right. Tell me about Milwaukee's Well.
Milwaukee's Well is a project that we started with the help of Milwaukee County Behavioral Health Services and Division to affect positive change in people during the pandemic, social unrest, things that are happening right now, how to give people some reprieve from what's happening. So what we decided to do was come up with a health equity framework where we're hiring Black, Indigenous people of color and women to support with the project.
Right.
I designed it, hired some of my friends, some new colleagues as well.
Okay.
And we focused on a three-pronged approach. The first part of the approach was to first hire people that are representative of the community that we live in. The second part was to find change makers, people that are doing great work, and surround them with resources. One, other people, then two, some of these mindful activities that would help people intervene, anything that might be seen as stressful or a way just to cope with what's happening.
Okay.
And from there, we want to give people resources and information. So we had Monday night sessions over at the Sherman Phoenix,
right,
where we had some people like Camille Mays, for example, did some really beautiful sound bathing, sound baths, something that people don't quite get access to. I did a little bit of group movement. We also had some therapists come in and talk about what group therapy could look like for people.
Okay.
And that was in person at the Sherman Phoenix. In the pandemic, we want to also be flexible, right? So we had Wednesday webinars that were based upon a book called The Deepest Well, which is where the name of the project comes from. And the idea from that was we want people to be aware of really evidence-based approaches to be well. So those 6 approaches were sleep, nutrition, exercise, mindfulness, mental health access, and then healthy relationships. So we had webinars for people to be able to tap in. And then you can go on the website for more, Better Ways to Cope, actually, and find those interviews and those webinars there.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. What would you say is the one single most important message that you would want to share with the community?
Yeah, I think we're the ones we've been waiting for. I think sometimes I've heard people looking for outside resources. I need to have this. We can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. And while that might feel true, what I've learned is that we're the ones we've been waiting for. So what can you do right now to take responsibility, to take action? It might be starting with yourself. It might be your family. Maybe you run a company. Maybe you run a school. I'm not quite sure. But take responsibility and just realize that real empowerment is rarely given.
Right.
You have to take it. You have to earn it.
Right. That's real. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Ambrose W.B. He's a mental performance coach with My Speedbo and director of Sky Schools Milwaukee. Now, to learn more about Milwaukee County's Mental Health Minute and available resources, visit betterwaystocope.org. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis, call our 24-hour crisis line at 414-257-7222.